What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Welcome to the MG Show. It is Friday. Yeah, Shady, get on in here while this show is receiving a lot of flack from people we helped out in the past. Wow, what a great day to be alive, guys.
What a great day to be alive. What a great day to be MAGA. What a great day to support your president, Donald Trump, as he works on making peace in the Middle East, as he works to solve all of the relationships with foreign countries far and wide, from the Middle East to Australia, you name it. Donald Trump is out there trying to solve the relationships that all of the intelligence networks and all of the military networks have worked for 70 years to destroy. They've attempted to obliterate our ability to communicate with foreign nations through their intelligence networks, through their military general organized networks, so that they could stop people from being able to figure stuff out. And guess what? Donald Trump is stepping over them, Jeff.
Yeah.
Going right to the source. God bless you all. Welcome here to Friday.
And I tell you what, stern warning to Hamas. We're talking about that. We're talking about the Grim Reaper today, Shady Grove, as well. Who'd have thought? I didn't have Grim Reaper in my bingo card, but bingo.
I think that was the NGO.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, it's funny. So President Trump labels Russ vote the Grim Reaper ahead of threatened shutdown layoffs. This post came after President Donald Trump met with Russ Vogt to determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are political scam, he recommends to be cut, and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. And Facebook, you know, screw you about the music rights on this. This is a meme. Knock it off. Here you go.
Is the reaper. He wields a pen, the thumbs and the brain. Here
How awesome is that? Dilly Meme Team coming up with a banger. And I tell you, woo, I love it.
Yeah, we are at that moment. We are now right here at the moment that we have all been fighting for, while the rest of these people run off the rail, literally like, having problems because they can't get over the people that they worship. They have all these issues because they can't figure out how Donald Trump is actually course correcting. They're stuck on Israel. They're stuck over here telling us that Erica Kirk was the perpetrator. Effectively, she was the one that engineered Charlie Kirk's demise. The whole Flynn network are ablaze with this absolute nonsense out there, from Candace Owens to Tucker Carlson to every single one of them are completely over the rails. Alex Jones cult, InfoWars, Flynn Intel Network, all fully activated against you and MAGA because we are getting ready to eliminate their funding, which is the NGO 501c4 layer to this corrupt political system.
That's right. And what is a precipice, Shady Groove?
Oh, that is
it's a very steep rock face or cliff, especially a tall one. We swerve toward the edge of a precipice, guys. Look at this. Is the storm here? Look at this, guys. Precipice. Precipice.
Now the fun starts. The fun starts.
Yeah. So that word is called
precipice.
Right. It's a very steep rock face or cliff, especially a tall one. Is the storm here, guys? Is this the storm?
This is the storm I signed up for.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we're going to get to a little bit of that other stuff that you talked about there earlier with the fake narratives of these fake bullshit people that we were once kind to, and now they're, teaming up with the Flynn network. But I want to do this, Shady. This is a pesky Q-proof. Okay. This is the death of the Dem Party. President Trump posts the Democrat Party is dead. Okay. And post 4152. And there's many. Okay. 5/8/2020 post 4152. Death Party D. Democrat Party death spiral. 4/14/2020 post 3961. You are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. 18 posts with old guard. You are witnessing the death of the Democrat Party. The death of the old guard, guys. There it is. That is what we call a pesky Q-proof, Shady.
And that's what we call the information that the people that work in these networks don't want you to look at. The information, all you will see in all of these other people's feeds relative to Q are complete nonsensical things that you cannot connect to anything. You will never see an actual proof such as we've been showing you through all of these pesky Q proofs. Go to Jeff's page, type in the word pesky, and you will see what has happened over literally just the last 3 months. And you won't see any of this information that correlates directly with what Q was saying on any of their feeds. The only thing you're going to see on their feed, people like MJ Truth and such, is talking about how Charlie Kirk either wasn't really murdered or was murdered by someone else. How can they have it both ways? How can they sit there and tell me out of one side of their mouth that Charlie Kirk is alive, and on the other side of their mouth tell me that Israel killed him? Okay, this is absolute insanity, and they are doing this. You guys thought that all this was going to stop when Donald Trump got elected, I bet. The MG show has been preparing you for the reality that once that Donald Trump got reelected, that's when the real game begins. That's when the real sleepers can no longer stay asleep.
So you move so fast. I want to show you exactly what you're talking about. This is my page. If you're on desktop or on, there's a little search button right here at the top. Okay. And then put pesky, Pesky. And then let's see what we get. Look at this. Pesky. All of these are Q proofs. All of these are Q proofs. Pesky. And a lot of them are happening now, Shady. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, they are happening now, and we have to move fast, Jeff, because Donald Trump is moving fast, and none of the people, all the psyopers can't keep up with him, and the mainstream media can't keep up with him. But you know who can keep up with him? We can. This show
barely.
But we can.
Well, we can't. Fickle futz. Damn. For the cuss barrel, let's fill it up, boys and girls. $1 for the Fickle Futz barrel. Thank you, Fickle Futz. That almost sounds like a cuss, but it's not. It's a cute name. Thank you, Fickle Futz. I love it. And Doug says, sorry I'm late. Here's my late fee, MAGA. Oh, my gosh, you guys. I'm telling you. All right. So, Shady, you were talking about, let me just go back now because we actually have evidence now, and, we're coordinating with other people to let them know who's actually talking about the Erica Kirk narrative, who's, sliding on, that, who's sliding on Alexis Wilkins. We're actually working with them. But here you have the entire Flynn network in one little space. Let's just listen. Okay. By the way, Cag Drogo is the nephew of, what's the guy's name, Shady?
Robert David Steele.
Robert David Steele, former CIA.
Cag Drogo infiltrated us. Cag Drogo came to us.
Another one. Wow.
He came to us acting like that he was like not understanding a lot of these things. And it turns out that he was extremely understanding of a lot of these things. And he meshed right in. What Cag Drogo came to do was try to drag a huge amount of our audience into the Flynn network and away from us before we were to realize what was actually going on.
So let's just take a look at the clown of clowns. You got Liz choking on the croaking, Liz Churchill, Awakened Outlaw, Joe Rambo, Crux, Mike Smith, who used us as well, Cag Drogo used us as well, Liz Crokin used us as well, Rambo used us as well, Sun Tzu used us, DC Lidstone has MG Show shirts, used us, 8-Track helped us sell T-shirts, used us. I don't know who Nathan is. This is I think this is the Anon, the German chick, and then Sam Moore, okay?
Every single one of those people right there have me blocked.
And they have used the MG Show for their grift, just like some other people.
And the reason that they blocked me is because I made comments to their post that undermined the validity of the BS that they were posting on Twitter. That's the reason that they blocked me, other than Sam Moore, and I leave him unblocked. And he keeps trying to follow me, and then I block him.
And they've all blocked me as well. So here, let's listen to their admission. Check it out.
See what you hear. You listen.
His greatest ally. General Flynn kind of pointed the spotlight on who might be worth investigating for the Charlie Kirk assassination. So I don't know if everyone saw that. It's pretty friggin' notable that he...
Wait, what are you specifically talking about?
When General Flynn quote tweeted the post talking about all the different Israeli connections to Charlie Kirk's Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy that he actually went there, and I'm surprised it didn't go more viral. I mean, it's a really big deal that he pointed that out. But I would just liken it to the same thing as Epstein personally. The way I look at it is like anything that DOJ or Cash and them putting out, like a lot of the stories are kind of don't add up. There's a lot of stuff about Tyler Robinson doesn't make sense. And, I look at Candace Owens, she's good friends with him. A lot of the stuff she's uncovering, everything everyone's uncovering, story doesn't make sense. But I don't hold that against the DOJ because just like Epstein, if that's true, it ties to this greatest ally foreign entity, then that's a national defense scenario. It's not.
Wow.
How do you reconcile that nonsense?
That's all of the Flynn network, and we're proving it. And there's people that are very high up that are very interested in our research.
It's just very funny how that they can sit there and talk out of both sides of their mouth. Like you cannot have both, everyone. Like look at what we're seeing here. They are everything that is being twisted about Israel is being twisted to say that Bibi Netanyahu is in control of Trump. Bibi Netanyahu is in control of Bibi Netanyahu is wielding the people that are murdering Charlie Kirk. That's where the narratives are landing. The narratives are landing that Erica Kirk currently was working with them to degrade the security. That's what Stu Peters and his crew are saying.
Stu Peter.
It is getting stupider every day.
It is. So that's that. So you got to watch out. And I've sent this to TPUSA as well. They're aware. Okay. And then I want you to here's the Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson School of Journalism. Step 1, make an outrageous claim with no proof. Step 2, demand you disprove it. And say, I'm just asking questions. You're not asking questions when you make a statement.
No, you're not asking questions when you make a statement. You're not asking questions when, you have to have evidence to make a claim. You have to have some sort of evidence to say, I'm going to make this statement of fact.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this because I see something here. Just because you're seeing some random video or some person, like Candace is basing like 80% of her BS on some anonymous person that's like feeding her information. I wonder who or what that could possibly be, considering that
about
it's
48 hours.
and considering the idea that what you're just seeing right there from Drogo and acting like Kash Patel is giving you bad information.
Yeah.
I just saw the video last night of Kash Patel, and he's telling you I'm being more transparent than anybody has ever been with you, and all you nut job conspiracy theorists are losing your mind on social media. That's what Kash Patel said.
Minette's watch. Here's my love for you guys. Let's keep on winning here. I am so done with these fake people running around pretending to be us. Absolutely. Thank you.
It's so
About 48
insane.
hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly, that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a book?
And guess what? Guess what? She's not at Turning Point, okay?
And
she's a lying sack of shit.
She hasn't been since the beginning. She was out of Turning Point within a couple of not even a couple of years did she make it because of her nonsense.
Yep. Let me continue.
Bullets to the throat before our onstage reunion.
In June, for example, during the 12-day war, such as it was with Iran, the U.S. and Israel versus Iran, bombing on all sides, during that short conflict, there are a bunch of Israeli Defense Force officers in the Pentagon that week. And during that week, they enraged American Pentagon staff by just barging into meetings, giving orders, making demands, and nobody did anything about it. How can a foreign military officer barge into military headquarters, even if invited, but barge into a meeting and start demanding, we want this, we want that, you need to get on this?
So he just made all that up. Okay, you guys are understanding, right?
He's making it up.
Yeah.
There's no substance to it at all. He's just going on the air and saying it. This is what you call a clown. This is what the intel officers do. This is how we can connect Flynn to Jones to Tucker Carlson. Because they're doing the same thing. You're making outlandish claims in public. You're getting all of these people ginned up, and then they're making these outlandish claims and acting like that there's some sort of evidence for it just because the person went on camera and said it to you.
Yeah. And let's just see. I asked people to tag. We got Script Keeper 17 is tagged. General Flynn is tagged. I'm tagged. Apparently, this ex-Terminator doesn't watch the show. And then Thomas says, not enough. There's a lot of people. If you know anybody that's doing these fake Candace Owens crap, I'm going to put it in here and tag them.
MJ Truth is doing it. Goes to
Nobody put that under there yet.
SCH or SCIF is doing it. I would have put some if I had saw that you asked for that help, sir.
We'll get it going. So
I will. I'll do it right now.
Yeah. Isn't her husband a Rothschild? I don't know. And it doesn't matter.
Her husband is a Tavistock intelligence agent operator. Doesn't matter anything more than that. He's connected to British intelligence, the same people that Jan Halper Hayes is connected to. People that make you believe that they're Republicans overseas, like craziness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's no Republicans overseas.
All right, here we go. This is let's move into it because we got You're gonna want to make sure you get our number 2. Okay. Gavin Newsom posted a picture of Marie Antoinette as Trump. Trump as Marie Antoinette. Why did he do that? Do you know? People that have been following the MG show know, and we're going to do and go over why that is posted by Gavin Newsom, because I think it's a siren. It's a warning. It's a plea for help from the bloodlines.
A desperation call. That's what it looks like.
And who is Marie Antoinette? Does anybody know? You guys may know, but we're going to go over it. Hour number 2, premium content. Thank you. I heard you idiots are talking.
Federal Reserve.
I heard you guys are talking poop on Script Keeper. You guys nuts. Script has been the truth. Get out of here. All right.
Earth isn't flat.
Yeah, the Earth isn't flat. Script Keeper isn't a hero, and he was our friend, and he clout chased off me. All right. Done.
And it's over. So
it's over.
Either stick around or take a hike.
Yeah, stick around or find out.
Stick around and you will find out.
Yeah. Let them eat cake. All right, here we go. This is the Trump interview because that's who we follow. We follow President Donald Trump. We don't follow Script Keeper. We don't follow General Flynn. We don't follow any of these asshats. We follow the truth.
That's exactly right. And that's what it'll lead you.
Oh, that's Script Keeper 57 fit for life. Now you guys are pussies. Yeah. Okay.
News of the day, the government has shut down for the first time since 2018, sir.
Right.
And what's fascinating about this situation is you have the House Republicans who have passed a clean CR.
Right.
Democrats voted for that back in March. They voted for clean CRs 13 times under former President Biden. So I want to ask you, in your opinion, what changed? Why won't they vote for it this time?
Well, it's politics, and they're doing things and asking for things that you wouldn't want, and most people that are sane wouldn't want, and patriots wouldn't want. They want illegal aliens to get taken care of with health care. And it's not, look, I have a bigger heart than they do, but it's not even that. Everybody in the world is going to enter our country and say, give us free health care, give us this, give us that. It's going to ruin all of the things that we have, all of the plans that we have. Obamacare was never any good, but it subsists, it's there. And everything will be destroyed because no country has enough money to take care of that. So they want the illegals. They refuse to get away with open borders. They want to do open borders. If they ever got in, they'll open up the borders. We have closed borders now. You only come into our country legally. But they would open up the borders in 2 minutes, and you understand it better than anybody because you've covered it so well for so long. Even though you're a young guy, you've covered it very well. They want transgender for everybody. They want men and women's sports. They haven't learned what happened in the last election. I think they forgot. And it's pretty amazing, actually. But in terms of the dollars or the money that we're talking about, they want us to take care of illegals. They want us to take care of people that can absolutely get a job. They're healthy and strong as you can be and young. And this is not what this was all about.
No, it wasn't. And there was a lot of intrigue because you welcomed Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, and you sat down with them and you heard them out. What did you learn from that specific meeting ahead of this shutdown, sir?
Well, we got along very well. I learned that they were much different outside of the office because in the office they were total gentlemen. Outside of the office they get out to the press and they start ranting and raving. I said, are those the two guys who just left? They were very nice. We had a nice talk for an hour. And they went outside and it was a different group of people. I mean, they're political people. And one of the other things is fraud, waste, and abuse. They don't want to have anybody, the whole thing is crazy. When you find obvious fraud, you want to take care of it, waste and abuse. And they don't want anything to change. And what that's going to do is ruin it for the people that are tax-paying great American patriots.
It's not rocket science when you think of it. There was an OMB memo going around suggesting that there might be firings during the shutdown. Do you think that will happen if the shutdown goes for a little bit of time, sir?
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault. And it could also be other things. I mean, we could cut projects that they wanted, favorite projects, and they'd be permanently cut. So you could say, a lot of people are saying Trump wanted this, that I wanted this closing, and I didn't want it. But a lot of people are saying it because I'm allowed to cut things that should have never been approved in the first place. And I will probably do that.
One thing that you did when the government was open, though, sir, is you delivered historic tax cuts in under 6 months, fulfilling a major campaign promise. And you inherited an absolute mess of an economy. When you came in here, inflation was sky high, groceries were sky high, gasoline was sky high, electricity was sky high. You immediately delivered on no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, making permanent the tax cuts from your first administration. Can you talk a little bit about how Americans are going to feel that in 2026 and how much better their financial situation is going to be because of the tax cuts that you got done so quickly?
Well, first of all, we passed a bill that was the biggest bill ever passed in the history of our country. And it was tax cuts, and it was all of the thing, regulation cuts, which a lot of people don't understand are actually more important than the tax cuts in terms of jobs than everything else. But we passed a bill, we call it the big, beautiful, I call it the great big, but the great, big, beautiful bill. And we had fun with it, and all of a sudden we started to realize it really was a great, big, beautiful bill. And what's happened is we're getting the big, I don't have to go over them, you just went over some of them, but tax on tips and tax on Social Security and tax on overtime. There is no tax. And nobody can believe it even. And when we talk about the kind of things, most importantly, we got the Trump tax cuts from the first administration, my first administration. We got that extended and amplified and actually made much bigger, much better, much stronger than it was even before. And that's what led us to a record. We had record growth, and now we're having record growth like never before. Nobody's seen where we have 17 trillion plus Think of it, $17 trillion is being invested in our country. Under Biden, in 4 years, they had less than $1 trillion. So we have $17 trillion in 8 months. And I think there'll be an explosion of success in the country like we've never had before.
You talked about the growth. That's like been a key word throughout this administration. So you talked about how much we want to grow the economy. The numbers back it up. Q2 GDP was revised up to 3.8%. The widely watched Atlanta Fed, I believe their Fed GDP now model is up to 3.9% for Q3 for real economic output, real wages for blue collar workers, electricians, plumbers, construction workers. It's growing at the fastest clip that it did in 60 years, sir. So when you think about all these really, really positive macro numbers, how will it make people's lives in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, the Rust Belt? How will it improve all of their lives? How will they feel these types of numbers in their own personal situation?
The fairest question of all, it's called jobs. They're going to have great jobs. They're going to have the job that they wanted. They're going to be able to go out and negotiate the best deal they want to. And most importantly, they're going to have a job that they want and that they're good at. So we have factories opening up all over the country. We have auto plants opening up all over the country. Just today I read where Volvo said that because of the tariffs and because of President Trump and the victory that we had, Volvo's opening up a massive plant, which they had no intention of doing. The president of Volvo said we had no intention of doing this, and now because of a couple of things, the election, but maybe most importantly, the tariffs. But the election was probably more important because without me, this wouldn't have happened. So we have all of this investment come in. But one thing that just came up as I'm walking into the room, this beautiful room in the White House where you sit and ask me very good questions, the trade deficit was cut in half. Nobody ever saw that. And it was cut in half because we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars worth of tariffs. So the trade deficit in just a few months was cut in half. Nobody thought that would be possible to do so quickly except me. I mean, I did. Frankly, I think you're going to see numbers. We are becoming a country that's so rich, so powerful. It gives us power, but so rich, and we can take care of people. We can take care of our people. We can help other countries, frankly. But the numbers we're making are nobody thought it was possible. Now they're all saying Trump was right.
You mentioned the tariffs. You talked about how the tariffs, plus the big, beautiful bill and the tax cuts in there, are incentivizing massive amounts of investment commitment.
And no inflation.
And no inflation at all. Inflation is completely stable.
Yep.
It's around target rate, and the country is ultimately taking in unprecedented amounts of tariff revenue, more than $200 billion at this point in time, sir. What do you believe this extra source of revenue can be put towards, and how big of a game changer is it for your administration? Well,
ultimately, because we're talking about just kicking in. They're just starting to kick in. But ultimately, your tariffs are going to be over $1 trillion a year, in my opinion. We're going to do something. We're looking at something where, number one, we're paying down debt because people have allowed the debt to go crazy. But, with growth, with the kind of growth we have now, the debt is very little, relatively speaking. You grow yourself out of that debt. It's not a question of paying it. You grow yourself out. And the numbers are so much bigger than they ever were. The numbers we have now are bigger than they ever were. So when you have $36 trillion in debt a year ago or 2 years ago, and you have a lot less revenue coming in, then you have 37 or 38. It's not 38 yet, but it will be. And the numbers are so much bigger. All of a sudden, 38, you're under-levered, whereas for 36, you were highly levered. We're not highly levered anymore. Now, with that being said, we'll pay back debt, but we also might make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend to the people of America.
How much are you thinking for that, sir?
Well, we're thinking maybe $1,000 to $2,000. Be great.
Another way that you directly made sure that you prioritized forgotten communities. I asked you about this in the Oval Office a couple of months ago, but you went to Pennsylvania and you announced a slew of investment commitment for the Keystone State, specifically regarding AI. But I want to hone in on Homer City, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Back in, I believe it was July 2023, the Homer City Generating Station, which was Pennsylvania's biggest coal-fired plant, sir, closed down. A lot of regulations. On October 9th of 2024, you went to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and you told the residents of Homer City that you would not forget about them. You would make sure that they were prioritized. You did that early July, you announced a $15 billion investment commitment for Homer City, the largest natural gas-fired plant in the entire country. You're the president of the United States. You have a gazillion things to do every day. You're trying to end wars. You're dealing with other countries. Why did you want to make sure that these people were taken care of?
Because they were really screwed for many years. What they got the short end of it from administrations that didn't know what they were doing. You could look at East Palestine. You could look in Ohio with what happened there, and we took care of those people. And before that, Biden did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. Look at North Carolina, where they had the horrible, it was like a flood, massive flood. It was a hurricane, but it was a water hurricane. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, where land, big, beautiful pieces of land were out in the middle of a lake. The whole thing was surrounded by water. They were devastated. I got in and we took care of North Carolina. Before I got in, they let it go. It was terrible. They just forgot about it.
You went your first week?
They suffered, yeah. The first week I went in. But while they were there, and we got it solved fast. But it was a big investment, and there was a lot of talent and a lot of good congressmen and, et cetera, et cetera. But when you look at the, Ohio situation, the North Carolina situation, and just what you're saying, I mean, the people of our country weren't being taken care of. Other nations were being taken care of, and a lot of billionaires were being taken care of. Now, people would say, well, what about you? I said, well, I think I'm from a different cloth somehow. I care more about the people, and I really do. I think it was disgraceful the way people were being treated by the Biden administration. Now, add on top of that, you let 25 million people come in from prisons and jails and from mental institutions. Your quality of life was way down. I mean, you look at the fabric of our country was changing. Many of those people have been taken out. Many of those people were criminals, career criminals. When you look at what happened to D.C. and you look at before and after, it took us 12 days, intense, but it took us 12 days to fix D.C. At the end of a month, it's never been better than it is right now. And we're going to keep it that way. We're not going to let this go back. We had one of the worst crime-ridden places. Now we're going to Memphis, and we're going to Chicago. We're going to save Chicago because it has to be saved.
So you are going to Chicago?
We're going to Chicago.
Have you settled on a date yet, sir?
Pretty soon. Pretty soon. We've already been there. We've been there for 5 months with the FBI, just getting it ready for what we're going to be doing.
You also announced that you would be sending the National Guard to Portland, Oregon to obviously help protect ICE facilities. ICE agents have seen a 1,000% increase in assaults on them since January 21st of this year when you compare the same time of last year. Your Attorney General wrote in a memo saying that we've entered a new era of extreme political violence.
Yeah.
Do you believe that the presence of the National Guard and a lot of these Democrat-run cities is a major deterrent to the violent crime that has broken out?
Well, the beautiful thing about D.C. is we showed it. In 12 days, it was almost gone. In 25 days, it was gone. And there is no crime. I mean, when I say no crime, there is no crime virtually in D.C. It's like a safe place. You can walk down with your wife, your beautiful new wife. Very nice. Congratulations. Who was also a very good journalist. And I assume still is, right?
Still is.
I hope she continues. But you can walk together hand in hand, and you're not going to be mugged and all the other things that happen. We had many murders, over 11,000, I guess 11,888 murderers, people that were many people, more than one murder. I guess over 50% killed more than one person. These people were released into our country. They're not going to get better. They're not going to say, well, now I'm going to be good. They're killers and probably born that way, but you'll have to figure that one out for yourself. These people are out of our country now, a lot of them. We're looking for the rest. We know who they are, and we're coming to get them. But our country was was becoming, if I didn't win this election, we would have had a third world country. I really believe that. So now we have safe cities. We're going to have safe cities. We're going to be in Chicago. We're going to Portland, and now the governor's trying to keep us out of Portland. And where do these people come from? The governor says that, Portland is just fine. And then you turn on the television, you see the place is burning down to the ground, and it has been for a long time. We're going to take care of Portland.
Why do you think these Democrat politicians in these cities are so resistant to them? J.B. Pritzker, Brandon Johnson, officials in Oregon. What are they afraid of? Have you proven that their policies have directly led to decline?
So they're either bad people or they're stupid. And I don't believe they're stupid. They have something going on where they think that a Portland is in good shape, that Portland is not burning to the ground, that the fires that I'm watching on television aren't there. You had to see this governor. She didn't know what she was doing. She called me. She said, we don't want troops in Portland. You know who wants them? The people. They go around, interview people, even CNN. They interview people. Send as many troops as you can. The people want them. The people in Washington, D.C. want them. Everybody, they want to have safety. And if it means we put in National Guard, and I'd go a step further than that if I had to, but Chicago is a big deal. I mean, you're going to lose Chicago. We're not going to let that happen.
Have you thought about other cities that you might go into other than Chicago?
Any city that you see shootings, like Chicago, 5, 10, 11, 12 killings a weekend, and 38 people being shot. Think of that. 38 people being shot, 11 people dying. And this is all the time. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 12 people being shot. And then after shot, you have 28 to 48 to 58 people. Think of this. You have people being murdered and people being shot at numbers greater than any place in the world. And you have this governor, this stupid person who got thrown out of his family business because he was incompetent, standing up and saying, Chicago is doing fine, we'll handle Chicago. But every weekend you'd see this. You have long weekends. They made one where they had over a Labor Day weekend. They said there were 20 people murdered. 20 people. And you know what they said? Well, it was Labor Day weekend. It's a longer weekend, so that's okay. You know, can you believe it? I don't know where they come from. So, you know, your question is to how come they're this way? If I were, I don't care if I'm a Democrat or what I am, I would be begging Trump to get in and bring in the troops or do whatever you can, because their reputation is shot. And this is why the Democrats are doing so badly. I think crime is going to be the biggest factor this time. You know, I had crime, but I had all sorts of other things. Open borders, men and women's sports. I had transgender, I had everything. Now the word crime is so big because they're trying to fight me. I mean, every time we send in the troops to clean it up, we end up in court. We end up winning, but we end up in court. But you look at what happened to D.C. It's been so beautiful to see. The restaurants are booming. People are going out to lunch. They're going out to dinner. I have a friend who hadn't gone out in years, and now he's gone to restaurants 4 or 5 times in the last couple of weeks. And he said it's so beautiful.
You mentioned that crime is going to be a major factor. You got your tax cuts done in half the amount of time it did last time, sir. You did it in December of 2017. Now you did it before July 4th here this time around. Looking ahead to 2026, do you believe that your response to combat violent crime and the amount of tax relief and economic success you've had, do you believe that will be enough to help buoy Republicans in the 2026 midterms?
I hope so. Now, the one thing that I worry about is that if you look over many, many years, I don't have the numbers, but the person that wins the presidency always seems to lose the midterms. I don't know why. It's crazy. Even presidents that did well, and there have been some, and I think we're at the top of the list in terms of doing well. Nobody's done what I've done. 7 wars. We put out 7 wars. Now it could be 8. You reported. It looks like the Middle East could very well be solved after 3,000 years approximately. We're going to have more than Gaza. We're going to have Gaza plus peace, overall peace. That would be an amazing achievement. And then we'll get Russia taken care of. Somehow we're going to get that. I thought that would be an easy one. That's been a difficult one. 5,000 people are being killed every single week. Soldiers, mostly soldiers, Russia and Ukrainian soldiers. But 7 different wars I ended, and it's soon going to be 8. And when you think about it, nobody's done anything like that. Then on top of that, we get you the largest tax cuts in history. People are doing better than they've ever done right now. We have no inflation. I inherited a mess, and now we have a country. I'll tell you, I was with the King of Saudi Arabia. He said, A year ago, you were in a dead country, and now you have we're the hottest country in the world right now.
We certainly are. And do you have any big plans for 2026? Do you plan on hitting the campaign trail at all and helping out some of the candidates? Could you kind of give us a little bit of an inside scoop on regards to your plans in 2026, sir?
Big plans. Yeah, I have big plans. I want to survive. That's one of my big plans. You look at what's going on, it's crazy. You know, the rhetoric that these crazy Democrats are using is very dangerous. They've made politics very dangerous, and you're going to be very happy with the job we're going to do.
Well, it's fascinating you mentioned that rhetoric. Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, he actually put out a thing on X saying, quote, unchecked extreme rhetoric like labels as Hitler or fascist will foment more extreme outcomes. Political violence is always wrong, no exceptions. Do you think he's right with that description?
He's right, and it can bounce back on the other side, too. You know, it's a two-way street, and it can bounce back the other way. What they're doing is very dangerous. It's very bad. And there probably hasn't been this kind of intensity, maybe in a long time in this country. And that kind of intensity is very bad. They're using rhetoric that's very dangerous. And, you know, you have stupid people doing it, like Crockett. She's a low IQ person. And others that are not smart people. And then you have some smart people doing it, too. And those are the ones you have to be more careful of. So they've got to stop it. They've got to stop it fast.
You actually just went to the memorial service out in Arizona for Charlie Kirk. The nation is still grieving. It will be grieving for quite some time. Thinking back on that service, what did it mean to you to be there? My wife obviously works for Turning Point, so yeah. it hits home quite seriously. What was that experience like for you?
Well, as your wife knows, Charlie was a great guy. Charlie and I were very close. He was a big factor in our big win. I mean, he got a lot of, especially young people. I mean, it was like an army of people. And he was a believer, and I was a believer in him. And I think they're going to go on to very great things. He became almost bigger because of what this horrible thing, this happened. Who would have thought this would go? You know, they talk about chapters. He wanted to have 20,000 chapters someday. Somebody said they have 150,000 requests. Mm-hmm. So he would have been very proud to see, but it should not have happened to him. And his wife is great. Erica is going to go on, and I guess she's now the chairman, mm-hmm. and she's going to go on, I think, to great success. He always used to say she's very smart. He loved her a lot, but he said she was very smart. So we're going to find out, and I think she's going to do great.
I want to call back to 2016 real quick. What's fascinating about 2016, it was during one of your debates with Hillary Clinton. She was asked to give you a compliment, say something nice about you, and she said that your children specifically reflected very well on you as a parent. You met my wife. We're actually expecting our first child next year. So I wanted to wonder if you could give us and the million other couples here in the United States some parenting advice.
Well, I know both of you, and you're both outstanding, and you're both very smart, and you're going to have a country given to you. You know, you're only sort of as good. You can be great, but if you're born in the wrong country, it's not so easy. You're going to have a great country again. We have a country that was really a sick country. And we're getting better very fast, a lot faster than people could have imagined. You know, as I just said, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. So you're off to a good start. You just want to be good, solid. I always tell my kids, I always told them, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. I'd add in cigarettes. No cigarettes, it's good. But I'd say that all the time. And Ivanka sometimes would say, Dad, stop saying that. I'd say it all the time. I've seen people, wonderful families, you know, so much problems with drugs and alcohol, but drugs pouring in. You didn't have that years ago. And I just put it in my kids' mind. You got to stay away from drugs, alcohol, stay away from cigarettes. I think it's so important. And obviously, you know, you're going to have smart children and all that stuff, but education's so important. All of those things. But I've seen very smart families, very brilliant children. They get hooked on drugs. They don't have a chance. So keep them away from the drugs and keep them away from the problems. And I think you're going to have a great and successful marriage and life. And I congratulate you and your wife. You're both incredible. I've seen your face so much asking me questions, sometimes good ones, sometimes bad ones, sometimes tough ones, right? But the country's doing well. I really think we're back. We're back. A big thing is crime in our cities, and we're solving that. Nobody thought... I didn't even campaign on that, but that's now a campaign factor. But people living in New York and Los Angeles wouldn't even be there now if I didn't send in the troops very early. because that was a riot. That was an insurrection. But you look at Chicago, what's happening. We're going to give you safe cities. We're going to give you a great country, and you're going to have a great family.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're always generous with your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
What a great interview, guys. Wow.
What an encouraging time to be alive.
What a great time to be alive.
I'm listening to what they're saying, and it's like I'm not hearing anything about psychological operations with Israel controlling Trump. I'm not hearing anything about Donald Trump giving Gaza to Bibi. I'm not hearing anything at all out there about let's see, what's the other, about the Epstein thing. I'm not hearing anything in that interview about any of that. I don't think that any of those things have anything to do whatsoever with us going forward or with you winning, for that a matter of fact. And exactly what's happening is the opposite. What they're doing is they're attempting to prevent you from going with MAGA and with Donald Trump. They're attempting to drag you back into their psychological soup of BS narratives so that they can control your mind every day and get you to buy supplements and send them money.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to give you guys an update. Apparently, I fell for it, Shady Grove.
Oh, no.
This is from Script Keeper. He's got some fat guy or whatever like that. He says, "You fell for it. Screenshot this. You and your clout chaser biting my whole style into gay tricks." I mean,
What?
we were nothing but nice to this guy, guys. This is the kind of crap that we put up with every day. You know what I'm saying?
The problem here is that we wouldn't go along with his Israel clickbait, okay? I just want everybody to know, anybody that's out there listening, the problem is that we wouldn't go along with him saying that Charlie Kirk is alive, or that Eric Kirk is in on it, or that Donald Trump is controlled by Netanyahu. That's the same BS that Tish and Patrick were doing. And Tish and Patrick are doing it now. And so, they're allowed to, they're allowed to be dumb. It's America.
It is America. And, I just didn't want to, I just said, it's clickbait, and then he also had a post about Alexis Wilkins saying that she's Messiah. A friend sent this to me or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. So, but this is,
to me too.
Yeah. And this is, real quick, I want to just, I have a post that I need you guys to help me go viral. You ready, Shady?
Oh, Lord.
Now go follow the MG show.
Wait, here we go.
Sir. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, Jeff.
Oh, welcome, Jeff.
Now go follow the MG show.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
We'll do that. Thank you very much, Script Keeper. You fell for it.
You fell for it.
Wow. And thank you, DQ, for getting that video. He used to love us, man. There it is. Another friend that used this show and is no longer a friend. Shady, how many has it been?
I think that we're up to quite the number.
Yeah. And so I didn't realize he has like 17 phones, like all felons do. And he got me on another phone number that I didn't block yet. So now that's blocked. So have fun. You got, 7 other phones to contact me with? So have fun. All right, Shady Grove, this is what you sent me. This is Cash Patel. You ready to watch?
I am. I think that our audience needs to see this because he's talking directly to Script Keeper. How about you listen to the FBI director, bud?
And who has contact with... never mind.
The simple
yeah,
answer, in my opinion, is social media is wildly out of control, and there's too much clickbait in this country. And one of the things I highlighted at Congress in my testimony last week was if we want to protect our youth, we got to get more involved in social media and online platforms because that's where the folks, the assassins of this world, get radicalized. That's where they're the lone wolf actors in general. And so we have to get after that problem set. And I asked for Congress' help in doing so. But speaking of Charlie Kirk, who was a very dear friend of mine, and then I was tasked with leading the nationwide manhunt to find the perpetrators involved. Of course, we were going to use every resource we have to find every single person involved. And the investigation is still ongoing. But we, as one of the pillars of my leadership here at the FBI, is transparency. We've produced more documents to Congress than my last 2 predecessors combined by 2-fold. Just to put it in perspective. So when we take our investigations out to the streets, I have the same ethos. And this is how we got Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, so fast. The Boston Marathon bomber, which happened in downtown Boston during the Boston Marathon, took 5 days, and there was a police officer was killed in that manhunt. Luigi Mangione, who allegedly murdered an individual, the CEO of the healthcare company, in downtown Manhattan in broad daylight, took 5 days to find him. Our investigation is very much ongoing. But we've also, Armstrong, in an unusual thing, put out publicly more information as to what we found because it is of such public importance. The flip side of that is the social media people get involved and they come run with their crazy conspiracy theories because it makes them money. It gives them clickbait. And I don't work for them and I don't respond to them. My duty is to the American people If there was anyone else involved in Charlie Kirk's murder, you can look at our record. We'll find them and we'll get them.
So there you have it.
What does that say?
What does that say?
What does that say, everybody? What did you see? What did you see? Let's use your own discernment. What did you see Cash say there? You saw Cash say exactly what we said. And in the post that's there, you know, this post is to me like directly Cash's comments are directly referencing these people that are out there acting like that all of this nonsense is real. There was no other flash, MJ Truth. It's a reflection off of the window, you idiot, and you know that it's a reflection off the window. It's easy to see it's a reflection, and it really didn't even have anything to do with the shot that was taken. So all of your little fantasies about the flash in the window and the bullet coming out the front, not realizing that if the bullet came out the front, it would have hit somebody else because of the angle that they're looking at. The guy's saying he's got some sort of gun in his hand. All of that's crap, guys. All of it's crap. You know, all these people saying, oh, that's not really a text message chain between Robinson and his partner. Yes, it is a text message chain between them. There's a couple, from what I understand, there was a couple of messages that were taken out to protect the witness. Oh, the Twigs guy witness, he's completely disappeared. No, they've absolutely said that they have him in witness protection program because they're using him to testify against Tyler Robinson so that they can guarantee a conviction in the case. What these people are doing is they're trying to liquefy reality, and they're trying to make it seem like their dumb Twitter account is more important than the FBI director. General Flynn is doing the same thing, and so is Alex Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on one second. I gotta just
your Twitter account doesn't have any clout, bro. I'm sorry, but that's exactly, you know, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, all of you people doing the exact same thing 24/7. Why? Because you know that you're irrelevant in a world where there's transparency.
That's right.
That's what you know. You know that if there's a world of transparency, your stupid little game of pretending like you think things are real that aren't is donezo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. So keep posting the bullshit, guys, and people are waking up to it. And God bless you all. Because, you know, we're waking up. The Great Awakening is not for everyone, okay? You know, for me to take something private in direct text message to somebody that I thought was a friend and saying, prove me wrong that Alexis Wilkins was Mossad. Prove me, you know, this Israel stuff with Charlie Kirk is bullshit. And he doubled down. He made side swipes. I knew who he was talking to. Now he's directly making stupid songs about us, saying that I have 23 child predators living by me where I have 0. The guy lies. He's saying that I have a naked beach and I'm gay. What the hell is this guy doing?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, but Alex is coming over this weekend to my naked gay beach.
Oh wow, that's cool. Can I join you?
Yeah, man. And don't forget, guys.
I thought
don't
it was
forget.
supposed to be raining.
It is. That's even better.
I go to the beach in the
Yes,
rain.
sir. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, Jeff.
Y'all go follow the MG show.
That's right. Follow us and unfollow that. Make it go viral. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here again for you guys. Please, you know, let them know your thoughts, guys, if you want. We've been open.
I don't really care. Like, you know, like he didn't bring anything to me, so it's not like he can take anything from me.
Nothing. He brought nothing, and he is nothing. Let's see. Where are we at?
We got almost close. I'm getting ready to start to set up, guys. Let everybody know that we are moving into our premium content for the week. This will be our first episode of the premium Rumble content for the month of October. I'd like to thank all of the people out there.
What are we talking about?
I'm going to get to that.
I always do that.
Why are you interrupting me?
Because. Go ahead.
So I'd like to thank all of you that have stayed signed up and that have engaged with me to let me know, because I've asked a number of you how you're liking the content. You're very excited and you love the content. So I'd like to encourage people that if you are not premium, to join premium, and you can go back in time and find out and re-watch the older episodes where we are discussing the Pandora's box, the global elite, the hidden, unseen hand of the global political elite.
Yes, NWO. And look at this, guys. We're going to be talking about why Governor DeSantis's press office, and this is Marie Antoinette.
Newsom. Not DeSantis.
DeSantis. Sorry, gosh darn it, I tell you.
Wow.
I tell you, I'm having a hard time over here. So this is Newsom. we are restructuring the Federal Reserve, and he's putting out a call. You're not going to want to miss what we're going to go over and why Governor Newsom, who is a bloodline himself, posted this. I think this is a call for the bloodlines to come and save them, Shady Groove.
I think this is all going on at the same time. All of these people that are activated within the network that are trying to divide MAGA on the point of Israel are no different than Antifa. You're doing the same thing Antifa's doing, Script. It's almost like we can see your clown shoes from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And, we got him. We got the clown shoes. We got him and his mangina. All right, Shady Groove. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3. Get your premium, guys. There's going to be a button. Join premium. Go.
It's that button.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.